Hey everybody, you're listening to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast where we talk about everything local and beyond. I'm Johnny Masato, your host, and joining me today is Kyle Shimibukuro.
How's it?
Devon Nekoba. With your voice back.
Yeah, about 90%.
Yeah, I heard you, I listened to you on the radio, Devon, yesterday.
Thank you. Kyle, have you listened to me yet?
Every day I will listen to you.
Liar. Anyway.
Before we begin, let me remind all of our listeners the ways they can stay in touch with the show. There's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Hisessions. You can go to SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts to listen to the podcast. And of course, you can email us at hisessions@yahoo.com. If you'd like to help the show, get more music on the channel, you can go to patreon.com and donate. There you'll be more involved with the show and help determine who and what is filmed. No new patrons this week, but we had one last week. I don't know if you remember that. Okay.
And by the way, if you become a patron, you get a shirt.
Yeah, we still have shirts.
One that they designed and stuff.
We do a custom design every year, and so I didn't wear mine. But Kyle's wearing one this year.
A shirt.
Yeah.
I was cleaning house, and this was in the laundry pile buried 2 years ago. So it's 20.
Clean though,
That's
right?
sweet.
I smelled it was
pile.
clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great testament to our designs and our shirts. All right. Okay, we'd like to thank Kupu Kupu Landscaping, Landscape Architects. You can call Kevin Yokomura, 808-722-8685 for a free estimate for any landscaping needs that you need. Or go to kupukupulandscaping.com. And of course, Fort Ruger Market, which fed us all this afternoon and was very good, very delicious again. They'll be entering a poke contest soon, so we'll have more information about that. We've got to kind of taste test some of these pokes.
And Stephanie did not try any of them.
Yeah, she did
At
not,
all.
She did not touch.
Didn't even look.
She did not touch the poke.
Just so we're clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So nobody can call juice.
All right. We'd like to see Devon on 94 points, but not see hear Devon on 94.7 FM Kumu in the mornings, and you can always visit Kyle at highlifeclothing.com. Now, we'd like to introduce our wonderful guests. We have another podcast. So it's a podcast today. So the girls from the Muthaship.
Collab?
Yeah, collab.
Okay, there we go.
The girls from the Muthaship are on our podcast today. So Noli, Brooke, and Stephanie. And of course, you got some familiar faces right here. We have an entertainer. We have a news person. Brooke, I know you do something in that has to do with Kyle. So we'll get into that.
A while back.
A long time ago.
Yeah. We used to work together.
Okay.
At Locomotion. Yeah.
Okay, so the Muthaship, let's start with that because it is your podcast. And I noticed that it is a guest-run podcast. So can we maybe talk about the theme a little bit and then what you folks try to accomplish on your podcast?
Yeah. Sure. It's Muthaship, and we actually came up with it together, the word. We wanted to do initially a podcast that would help people kind of around our age who is navigating through parenthood and mom stuff. And we also have a tight bond. We've been friends for how many years, Brooke?
I think it's 30 this year.
30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we've known each. Yeah, we go way back. So we combine that with mother and ship, and there's also an inside story. I don't know if it's suitable for the podcast. But
Don't worry, we have like the explicit rating on our podcast, so we're fine.
right. There's like a mothership in college that we kind of had this but we won't go into that.
Whoa.
But anyway,
That's like the most important part of the whole story. Wait, what?
but yeah, it came from our bond, and also the fact that we were experiencing parenthood together. And so it started off as a conversation like, okay, how do you guys deal with this? What's the best way to get your kids ready for this? And so that's kind of how it started, and it branched out with inviting guests that could help us shed light on helping other parents.
Which is why all three of us have never been on
Yeah.
We know we're the men, so we know nothing.
Yeah.
It's pretty barren over here.
Yeah,
with
it's pretty
knowledge
bad.
of
Like,
parenting.
they would be leaning like this.
Yeah. And has it been successful in that account in learning with some of your guests?
Yeah, wouldn't you guys say we've had a variety, right? A wide spectrum of guests sharing, advice. That must be the Ruger market that the flies are selling. Yes, it was so good, guys.
Yes.
Okay. But we've had a variety of guests come on that were very helpful. What were some of the guests that you guys would say had the most impact?
I think we always text each other after we have
Yeah.
our guests over, and just like, wow, we learned so much. But I think one that I remember is we just recently done one with a holistic medicine specialist, and just changed our mind thought about how to kind of take care of yourself, and pertains to not only mothers, fathers, but just adults as we go through our days. It's pretty hectic, I guess you would say, and then
Yeah.
that's something that I think stuck with me.
Yeah, I know downstairs we were kind of talking about like, getting older and dealing with ailments, but it kind of creeps up on you during this age. And so I think that like
You're
we're
talking
kind
about
of,
late 20s, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
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 Late 20s.
Yeah.
Okay, so each of you has children. How many children do you have, and what are their ages?
I have 3, so I have twin boys. They're 9, and then the oldest is 10. Yep.
And then I also have 3, 2 boys. So the boys are, gosh, she's almost going to be 18. And then we have a 16-and-a-half-year-old, and my daughter is almost 14. So 3 teenagers in the house.
I'll pray for you.
I know, outnumbered.
I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well, you guys all have kids too, so.
No, he
I
don't.
know more.
Nobody's
You're the
letting him
uncle.
near
You're the
children.
uncle.
He's the cool. He gets to be the cool uncle. He's like,
Yeah.
go, do him, it's fine.
Yeah.
Eat that, yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I remember we were at Kyle's house one day.
Yeah.
My daughter's like, whose skateboards are all these? I'm like, that's Uncle Kyle's. And she's like, oh, wow. Because she likes to go surfing and skateboarding. She's like, do you think I can borrow one? And Uncle Kyle, so he does his uncle duties,
Yeah, I let her borrow it.
He did. You did after a while to go, hey, your daughter's still using that skateboard? 'Cause I like ride them.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, oh, okay. So he does want it back at a certain point.
But so, and I have teenagers too. So my daughter's 17. She's actually graduated from high school this year, and then my son is a freshman. So yeah, we're all kind of in that same. Although I'm much older than
I'm
you,
gonna get my experience.
and I could not find anybody to marry me until like way later. So my wife is about 9 years younger than me. So the difference in having teenagers when you're older, it's very much an eye-opening experience. Because I remember when my parents had me, my parents were younger, so I did a lot. I played basketball with my dad or run around or whatever. I ain't doing none of that now. Son, what? Oh, yeah, go play video games. We're good.
Don't you have friends that can do
Yeah,
this
I
with
know.
you?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, right on. And Steph, being in the business that we're in terms of the time suck that it is having to do what we do, right?
Yes.
You, the ability to sort of be there when your kids are going through these phases. So if I know John has some of that. Where did you get the ice cream from? See, this is the other thing they do.
So, I saw on the internet.
This has nothing to do with this podcast.
This is a science experiment. We're gonna walk
This is
past.
Sponsored by
This is
Drumsticks?
them. No, this is them. Every time we do a podcast, they try to get me to either eat something.
No, you're not, you ain't gonna eat this
Or
one.
you're gonna. Oh,
By the way,
okay.
this is not my idea at all, then.
I saw on the internet that the drumsticks does not melt.
Oh, I saw that too.
So we're gonna leave it out here for the podcast and see if it
Oh my
melts.
gosh.
Well, you know what?
I saw that
What?
too. Yes.
Does it melt?
Yes.
Kyle, I'm gonna do one thing though. I'm gonna grab a knife and cut it open.
It's a milk product. It's not. That's why they don't use the word ice cream, because it's a milk product.
It's
It
a milk
doesn't-
product.
It's kind of like whipped cream. That's why whipped cream doesn't say it's ice cream. It's whipped cream. It doesn't melt.
I don't
Whipped cream
know,
doesn't melt
Brian.
either.
Why? We'll see right now,
We're gonna
man.
be talking for like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Are you sure you?
We'll prove it with this experiment.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I'm still gonna eat drumsticks.
I got
by
one
the
for
way.
you in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So I have 2 children.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. We didn't even
Oh
get
yeah.
Sorry, John.
And at least you can bring them to your gigs, right?
Oh, they don't want to
Yeah.
come to my
They
gig.
don't wanna go. He's like it's funny because his kids are like, that's not that cool. And everybody else goes, oh my God, your dad is John Yamasato?
Yeah.
It's funny. The teachers more than the kids. Yeah. They'll be like, oh, who's your
Oh,
dad?
yeah,
And
that's
then they
right.
say the
Yeah,
last
one kid
name,
go,
yeah.
my mom's
Yeah.
right over here. Can you come
Yeah.
here?
But so one's 15 and one's 12, and the 15-year-old listens to all the podcasts because she edits the audio.
Oh, cool.
So I have to be
Jeez.
careful what I say. 'Cause,
Wow.
she will hear everything.
We asked her, do you learn anything from this podcast? She goes, no.
typical.
Do you watch it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I fall asleep when I'm editing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Your kids are on the
Yeah.
cusp of the,
I
the
know
whole teenage
they
years.
are.
Yeah.
They
So
are right.
How do you? Because my thing for you is when you had your kids, it was like, okay, she had one. Oh, she had two.
Yes.
Like right in rapid succession.
Yes,
So
rapid succession.
Some people go, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
you have one, and
Yeah.
you know, the Irish
Yeah.
twin. and
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
the-
yeah.
But no. You had Irish triplets.
Yeah. It's the triplets. If we started it the other way around, we probably would have like, okay, that's good. But then, yeah, that was a total surprise. That was
And who has the twins in the family? Is it you or?
I don't know, because even on my other side, there's twins. There's identical twin girls, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And then there's
You were just like.
and my sister-in-law Ryan's brother has twins. So,
Oh.
yeah, so it's kind
you
of
had no
interesting.
So
chance.
it was kind of
Yeah, you were screwed. If you were having any more kids,
So-
you're like, "Here's twins."
Blessed to be
Yeah.
So as parents, as mothers and fathers,
And uncles.
uncles, what do you guys notice the difference between these kids nowadays and when you guys were kids?
Man,
Try not to get to that. Oh, these kids nowadays.
Yeah, but I mean,
kind of had a podcast kind of like this, yeah, something similar. Yeah.
like, what do
You
you
guys
see in
wanna
your
go?
kids that you go, whoa, we never did that. I don't understand what that is, or we never did that when we were kids. What is there? Some stuff.
I think for me, what sticks out is they're way more on demand. So everything is like right at their fingertips, right? So you can like, they take a picture, I don't like it, delete it, right? Like those kind of things. Because you just have to drop off a film at
Yeah.
at
You
Long's
gotta wait,
Drugs,
Yeah.
and then see how it came out, and like half the roll is not even that good.
And you kind of delete it.
You can't delete it, and it's forever and ever, right? So I feel like that, or just like watching whatever show, you know, you can on demand it now. You can tape it. If you miss your show back when we were young,
Yeah,
you
it's
missed
gone.
your show. Sorry, like maybe next
Wait
week.
for the reruns.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's maybe less patience, not knowing what to do, like just being bored and just trying to figure out what to do when you're bored. I was just telling our kids, like, it's okay to be bored, and they can't, right? It's like this whole like that's when you figure out how to go catch the bugs
Yeah.
and do different things, right?
Get creative.
So that sticks out for me with our kids, and
Yeah.
it just, I don't know if it's good or bad. It's different for sure.
If you knew Kyle when he was young, you would say it's bad. Being bored and having time on your hands is bad.
Well, we got creative to have fun, that's for sure.
Wow. Anyway, sorry. Go
Oh
ahead.
no, Brooke mentioned the word on demand, and that's true because even us parents, as their parents, we are on their demand too. So like when you gotta pick them up, say, I'll be here 3:30. It's like 3:29. Mom, where are you? They can't wait like a minute or two.
And they can call you.
And they can call you, but you call them and they don't answer, right? But they,
Yeah, of course.
they call you, and they're, how come you didn't answer, right? So this phone thing really is a game changer.
Do you
for
do
us.
the thing where you have the Find My, so you can track where the okay?
Life 360.
Like-
360.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have hated that as a kid in my parents knew where I was.
I think they have one on you, Kyle. Don't worry.
No, we don't want to know. Frightening.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, so I'm not able to track my kids because they're not that old yet. But I do see the difference in attention span, and it just takes a lot to get them not to be bored. But I am trying to balance it out where, you know, I taught them Uno and Battleship, so like, and they love it. So we're, you know, trying to even it out.
That's good. You're
Yeah.
teaching them interactive games
yeah.
with each other than just staring at a computer
Oh,
or
totally.
iPad. You know?
Here's two sticks.
I know.
See what happens.
Yeah, but it's becoming such the way of life with devices and stuff. So that's the way it's going. So I'm not fighting it anymore, but I'm trying to just insert a little bit here and there. Yeah.
They have iPads and iPhones though yet?
They don't have iPhones, but your guys have iPhones.
I think eventually they have to at some age because you gotta find
You gotta
drive
find
them.
them.
You gotta find them, right?
Yeah.
You gotta find them or
Yeah. you have to
drive them
connect.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we were having that thing with.
Devin to the mic, please.
Oh, sorry. We're talking about picking up kids, and I finally have my son trained. Where we're like, yeah, I'll be there. Just hang tight. As soon as he sees the text, hang tight. He knows. Okay, it's gonna be like half an hour before that gets here.
Right.
A couple times
Code word.
I came to pick him up at school because I mean, you know, stuff happens, right? And you try to, and I get those texts too. But I think he's learned after a while that Dad's gonna let me know when he's close.
You know, it is weird. I don't know if you guys are like this. My wife is, you know, she goes, "Oh, you got to pick up Asa at school, yeah,
Yeah.
2:15." I'm like, I normally don't pick him up, so every once in a while I got to do it. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to get out of the podcast. It'd be a little after 2, so I don't, and she's like, but it's 2:15. I'm like, he can stand there for 10 minutes. Yeah, wait for me. It's not like he's gonna, it's gonna hurt him.
My son was crash out on the stairs at the school. Back on his backpack, head back, mouth open. I'm like, hey, come on, let's go. He's like, oh, I fell asleep. Sorry.
I mean, because when we were younger, right? If your parent was gonna pick you up, there was no way to get. So once they said like 2, so you would just sit there and wait.
Dude, I remember being like one of the last ones, and it getting super dark, and I'm like hanging out on the bleachers, and I'm just whistling. Just like I'm just entertaining myself and just.
Did you ever think they just left you and forgot?
I got used to it, or I had to walk home or catch bus.
Wow.
Yeah, but nowadays we wouldn't let our kids do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Scary.
A lot of people go, I let my kid catch bus.
Yeah.
Interesting situation because. I mean, see, I remember that. I remember, like, you get up in the morning, you jump on a bus, you go to the roller rink, you go to the movies, you
The
meet with your
mall.
friends, or you go to the
Kahala
mall,
Mall or
whatever.
Ala Moana.
You go cruise around, and then you go home at like 5, 6 o'clock, and your parents go, oh, okay, because you're home, and they don't.
But Devin, there weren't crazy people punching the air.
Oh,
on
no,
the
there were
street,
crazy
you know,
people
back-
punching air. You
yeah,
just
not
went
as
around
crazy.
them.
Not as many though.
Not as many. Not as
Yeah,
many.
yeah,
That's
maybe
a
not
not
as
as
many.
many.
That's the
Like
difference.
when I was super young, no cell phones around yet or beepers or anything.
Yeah.
And I went to Long's Drugs with my mom. And you know how you kind of just wander off on your kid. And then I got lost. I started panicking. I couldn't see my mom. So I started crying because I figured, did she leave me? Like, they can put me on cell this Sunday, I think. I was all scared. So, but then I remembered that the camera department is the one that have the microphone over the...
Oh.
So I ran
is
to the
this
camera
Sears?
department. No, Long's Drugs.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I ran over there, I go, I lost. And then,
My mom is lost.
yeah, so they put me on the speaker. I lost boy, and then she came, and then I got saved.
Yeah.
But
Did you get lickings after that? 'Cause you went
no, but now these kids, they can just text their mom.
Yeah.
lost.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. My wife, when kids were small, what do you do when you get lost? Find somebody. And what do you tell them? I'm lost. And where are my parents? You ask over the loudspeaker, but she gave them like the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was
Smart.
very strict about that. So,
Yeah.
in fact, there's a story running around. Mariska Hargitay. She's an actor. She's
Oh yeah.
yeah, Special
From-
Victims Unit.
Yeah.
So she was shooting they were in New York in a
Yeah.
park, and they were shooting the show, and she was doing a scene with Ice-T, and this 3-4-year-old girl came walking up to her while they were shooting, and she's like, I'm lost.
Oh my god.
But her mom had taught her that if you get lost, you find a policeman, and when in the show she plays a cop, so she's wearing the badge, and they stopped the show for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, so they could find this kid's
They should incorporate that in the show.
Yeah, it was
Man,
pretty.
that's
It was
so
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I know another thing and huge is, and it just struck me like last week because they actually had one. But my son, oh, how's your day, son? He's like, oh, we had to go on lockdown.
Oh,
How's
yeah.
that? Never had that during our day.
Yeah.
The school went on lockdown because there was a suspicious person that went on campus. So I was like, oh, so how did that go? They're like, oh,
And
just as we
they're like-
practiced. I was
they're
like, okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, they didn't know about it,
they're
right?
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah,
faze
it's
them.
it's like a part of like it's a normal drill, like fire drill. I was like, oh, okay,
Wow.
And your
yeah,
heart's
and then
like,
it was done. Yeah, okay.
okay, so everybody's kid has cell phones.
Not mine. Mine is
Except
too
yours,
young.
First too
Yeah,
young
mine
still.
A little too young, but everybody's that's older, the age of 10.
Yeah, and no, they don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
Do yours have cell phones? John?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they both have cell phones. And it's been a little bit of challenge. I don't know about you guys, but you know what apps and like my daughter has Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram, and it's funny because I'm I don't know, like a Gen X father, so like I just send her Instagram reels of like how bad Instagram is, you know? Instead of sitting down and having a heart to heart. I'm just like, oh, this guy makes a lot of sense, you know. I gotta send this over.
Subtly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't even watch the thing though, right?
She does sometimes.
Really?
Because
she
it's in the
sends me some back
Reels
and stuff.
format.
Yeah. So do you folks monitor all that stuff too?
I used to. Well, I do have like the screen time app on my kids' phone, so that it kind of shuts them down for the school
Oh,
day.
yeah.
So they can text and they can call, but they can't go on social media and stuff like that. And that helps a little. Do you guys use a certain app or?
I think so I have that same app for our daughter because she's 13 or almost 14, 7th grade. So, but yeah, I struggle with that too. Just how much do you let them? I do have a my kids hate this. We have a charging station, but it's in our room. So at night, my junior, my sophomore, and my 7th grader plug in their phones before and we're strict on bedtime too. Because of a regular schedule. My husband's strict on bedtime too. So, but we have them, and they think it's the most dorkiest, dumbest idea, and yeah.
That's actually smart.
I don't care.
I lie in bed at night.
Because nothing's good gonna come of it. I don't know. They're not researching anything.
I just remember there was this dude on Joe Rogan, and he said like if at the bare minimum, you should take the things away at night.
Yeah.
Because what they'll do is the kids at night, they'll wake up in the middle of the night and they'll like check their text and they'll check all. So he's like, at least if they can't have the phone, then they'll just sleep. And that's important, right?
Do you guys do that?
Oh yeah.
I always do that.
Yes.
Like if
when you can't
in the middle of the night,
when you can't
I go back, I turn on my phone and I look at to know what's going on in the world, and I can go back to sleep.
Yeah.
or you can send us text that. Bah, I cannot believe.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't know why. I just always have to do that and then go back to sleep.
But what's crazy is like, so over the years, it was like, okay, bring your phones, we do the same thing as you. We have like a station, we have a station where everybody charges their stuff at night. But then now it's like, okay, bring your phones and your iPads and your watches and your TV remotes because everything. They'll figure out how to get around it. So it's just like basically maybe I just turned the whole electric breaker off at the end of the day or something.
Well, no, I mean there's also people that shut off their Wi-Fi, right? At a certain time.
That's a good
My
idea.
husband does that.
But they have
okay.
LTE.
Huh?
They have the the data.
Oh, the roaming.
But
Yeah,
you can
but then it
you can
should
check
still.
the minutes though at the end of the month.
Yeah, but I don't want to do all that.
John's fundamentally lazy, so he's like, I don't want to. There's another thing on that app. It also tells you like what percentage your kid's battery is at.
Oh,
Have you noticed
Life
that?
360.
Life
Yeah.
360.
Wow.
And how fast they're going in a
Yes.
vehicle too.
Yeah, it freaked me out.
It tells you
When
miles
it-
per
Yeah,
hour.
it pings you and lets you know. I don't want to know how fast my daughter's driving.
That's like that. Did you guys ever watch Black Mirror on Netflix?
Yeah.
There's like one episode where the parents have to decide whether to insert a chip in their baby when they're born. But once you do it, you can see everything they see.
Oh God.
So it's almost like you're experiencing,
I would
because
not
that's
want
another
that.
way to.
Yeah, me too. I don't
Yeah.
think
Did you
At
ever
some
see
point,
that?
I
Did you ever
would want
see that?
No.
Yeah, so then
Okay.
a mom struggled with it. She put it in, and then it was just like horrifying. But then it actually prevented something bad from happening to the daughter. But then when the daughter found out, then she just like went berserk.
Man.
Anyways,
What was the other option besides the chip?
just nothing.
Oh.
But it was in the future. It was like in the future.
Would you want
Like how
Way
Black
in the
Mirror
future,
is.
hopefully.
You know how Black Mirror
But
is
would you want your
everything.
parent to
No,
see every?
no, oh my God, holy smokes! But that's why you should watch that episode. But yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
Yeah.
so you three have known each other for about 30 years from like
Yes.
small kid time, but what do you attribute the bond that you have to?
We can
Is
be
it-
real with each other. We can be real with each other. Yeah.
Mm.
Like, and
Heart to
you know, we
hearts.
all. The interesting story about how we met, though, it is actually funny because we come from different backgrounds and personalities.
explain the laugh.
I know. I was like,
Explain the laugh.
I know, I was like, where's the laugh?
What you
So the thing that comes to mind is when we were all introduced in a basement because the Hawaii Club was introducing everybody. There was a pool table and everybody had to go and introduce themselves, right?
In Seattle, right?
Yeah, in Seattle, at Seattle University.
That's where my daughter's going.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations! It's a good school, good location.
Nice,
Yeah. So I graduated from Marino, Brooke, Pearl City, Noli, Ilnani. We did not know each other at all. We have different personalities, right? So I don't know if you want to take over from here.
I want to see what you say.
If you don't tell them right, we're
I
gonna...
guess long story short, it's unlikely that any of us would ever come together.
I mean, maybe
I mean, we probably would come together.
not her.
I was like, what? That's so funny.
Because not only did you become very good friends, but you roomed together as well, right? You lived in a house together. So,
Yes.
like, how do you? Because the three of us would kill each other if we
That's
lived
the
with each
same
other.
thing. I mean, but yeah.
We
but-
barely get
Are
along
you
now.
are you not the clean freak and the other two are clean freaks? Or,
I'm just different.
were you like, because, Steph, you're like, you're like Stephanie Lum, like everybody knows.
jeez.
But we know
Ooh.
you can let them, you can be local girl if you got to, right?
Hey.
And this was back when. So is that kind of, were you a little less refined? Were you a
Oh,
little
I
more,
don't know about less
like, were you a little more
refined.
like, oh, what's
I don't
up?
know.
I mean,
You guys should be the one to describe.
Yeah, who was a slob in that
Oh,
house?
I don't
then?
know if there's a
think we
slob.
were
Yeah, I
a
don't think we
slob.
were. Yeah, it's just more
I remember Steph always had in college like 3 jobs. She was
Oh.
always a hard worker.
Chinese. That's why.
make that money.
Yeah.
Always, she was working at intramurals, managing, or like helping worked at a restaurant, and then what else? You did your internship or something.
I was resident manager to
RA,
get
yeah.
the tuition remission.
There you go.
You used to also read the books, right? For
Oh, yeah.
For the
You
blind
would read
people.
the
For
books.
blind.
No, for the blind.
Oh,
your textbook, the
like,
textbook.
you would read the books. No, because I thought when she meant you read the books, like, oh, you were studying and reading books, and the two of us were like, oh, we're going to partying. I thought that's what she meant.
No, one of her jobs.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
would read books to tape
Yes,
back then
yeah.
too, as like a spare time job
yeah,
at school.
yeah.
That was yeah.
Yeah.
And what you guys did? Just potty.
I read the books too.
Oh,
I read the books.
Come on, Iolani over there. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Gym. Everybody in the mainland, right? College.
Yeah,
all the Hawaii
totally,
kids
yeah.
go gym.
We all played
You know.
intramural sports together. Yeah.
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
funny. Steph is probably the
has a
most
lot of-
ambitious in terms of like even trying out for like cheerleading in college
So I don't know.
with zero experience.
Really?
Did you get in?
No, but they commended me. So like,
I give you credit,
so
man.
basically, everybody had backgrounds, like dancing backgrounds or whatever. But I was just like, just do it, man. Let's just do it. Like,
Wow.
I mean, this looks fun, and it's like Seattle University, away from home. This is a new experience. So they're like, okay, guys, we're gonna teach you a routine, and then everybody has to be in sync, and you guys have only this much time to learn it today. I was like, oh, okay, shoots. I have no dancing background, but anyways, so it's like where where you see like all these dancers come together in a formation,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
line, and then they go one, and then one person pokes out, the other person pokes out the other side, and so like it looks cool, like it's just in
Yeah,
sync,
like-
right?
yeah.
I was like totally out of sync. And then I was very enthusiastic, and so like in the end, like they verbally tell you in front of everyone, they're like, oh, okay, come forward, Stephanie, like I have to say, sorry you didn't make it, but then we really, really like your enthusiasm. Like, you have so much positive energy, it's very contagious.
there you go.
Take that with you, and like you can do whatever you want. Like I'm sure they want to make me feel good, right, and not
Yeah.
too embarrassed. But then I was like, okay, but I came back, and then I remember showing you guys some of my cheers that I learned.
We
You guys
didn't even
were
know
like,
where
oh
you
my
were.
God.
Like, well, where'd you come from? Oh, I'm just trying out for the cheerleading squad.
We're like, we didn't know you were a cheerleader at Marinoff.
It's like,
So I wasn't.
I'm like,
Wow.
So did you make it?
Nope.
No, but here are some cheers that I learned.
And she's showing us the jumps
Yeah.
that she made up and which weren't.
Oh yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think they're
I
cheerleaders.
have to
Not a
make up a
cheerleader.
cheer,
And a
and I don't.
cheer.
This is that.
No,
Right.
it's. I give you credit. I give you
I'm
credit.
impressionable, right? So they
Yeah.
were just like, oh, how else can we utilize you? Okay.
Mascot.
Don't,
Yeah, the mascot.
don't have Steph do the cheers, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I have this memory, and Steph, maybe this is just for Steph, because it was on an online thing. Because I used to follow you on Twitter,
Oh wow, yeah.
and then there was one day, I don't know if you
Oh
remember
my
this.
God, when I got hacked.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The
yes.
your Twitter just said F man.
Yes.
but the F
it
word?
did. It said F man with exclamation point.
Yeah, and I was just
The
like,
actual word, not just
With
that.
the actual
Oh,
word,
okay,
Yeah.
and
there
then
we
I
go.
got
Oh my
so many, and like even my friends from the other TV stations, they like called me right away. They're like, Steph, this is not you. I know you didn't do this, and like, oh my God. But then they start laughing, like busting up laughing.
Yeah.
They're like, of all people of this to happen to and have this word,
Yeah.
like for you, and then everyone just started cracking up, and then like everyone, I thought people, it was kind of interesting, but they weren't like, oh man, this is so bad, but they're like, oh, this is bad, but it's just funny that it's happening to you because you would never say that. So like, yeah. So
yeah. I mean, as soon as I saw it, it
Yeah.
was like, okay, this is not her.
Yeah.
But this is hilarious.
Yes. Someone made a shirt took a screenshot, and someone made a shirt and they sold it right afterwards.
way.
Yes, and they took like immediately.
Oh, we
then they were
could've
like taking
I would
orders.
have bought that.
Yeah.
I would have bought
Yeah.
that shirt.
So what did you have to do? Did you have to close down?
So
your
then my newsroom, after they were all done laughing, like we had our technical side, like just pretty much, strengthen the password and like, just restarted
So
again.
they switched it from
Yeah,
password
I know, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Because I would imagine.
Yeah, no, that was one of those.
Because when you're in news,
yeah.
right, you have to have some kind of social media outlet,
Yes.
and the X Twitter is probably
Yeah, that
So-
was hilarious.
Because that reminds me, there was this other one where there was this girl, Sarah O'Connor, and she's from like Europe somewhere, but she does reporting on technology and whatever. And then she wrote this article about AI and a robot was gonna like have and then everyone started going, Sarah O'Connor, Sarah Connor, and
Yes.
she started writing back like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, and it just turned into this whole thing, and people were just commenting on her Twitter feed. So it was kind of like that with this like viral thing.
Terminator, yeah.
But I mean, how bad did it get? Were people like calling you constantly through that day?
Oh, there was like bing, 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 bing. Like, well, but it was kind of nice because they were looking out for me too, and it was nice to like even hear from people that I haven't heard from in a long time. But they're just like, "Hey, sis." I was like, "Oh, yes, I know, I was aware." But when I first heard about that, I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about? What?" Then when I saw it, I was like, oh my God. And I said it so loud, then everybody around me was like, why? What happened? What happened? What happened? Then I told them, they're like, oh my God, hey, everybody. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, but the t-shirt thing, I don't know.
That person made some money. I think.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's,
Can you
it's
do that?
funny. Yeah.
It's a tweet.
So it was a screenshot. He screenshot it and put it on a plain white shirt.
Oh.
He enlarged it.
Wow.
Kyle, can we do that? Make that shirt.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I screenshotted it as well. So
Yeah, there you go.
I have the stuff.
It wasn't bleep. It was
highlight
a
when
whole.
I need-
It was a whole. Yeah.
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 Highlight.
And in the back of the shirt, me smiling like.
What a collab. That'd be great.
Me and John made a shirt just for him though. Remember during COVID when they did the interviews and then the reporter was talking and the person behind went yell "F you," and then the sign language lady went stick the middle finger.
Yes, I
took
remember
a
that.
screenshot of that and I put it on a T-shirt for John to wear.
Oh my God.
You know who wears that shirt now?
Yeah.
My daughter.
Oh my God.
That's
Not
one of
to
her favorite
school,
shirts.
right?
Not to school,
Okay,
but when she's
sorry.
around the house.
It's
she has
just
that
that
shirt.
lady in the dress like.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
That happened in
That
Hawaii.
happened.
Hawaii?
That happened in
Yeah.
Hawaii. It was at like the mayor's press conference or something
Yeah.
at Honolulu. Yeah.
Oh, clever.
That's funny.
Oh man.
And by the way, just for your edification,
An
it's
update.
not melting.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it's not melting.
It's
That's
a milk
true.
product.
Concerning a little.
Even the chocolate is.
Yeah, don't get me started.
I mean, drumsticks are still delicious.
Yeah,
Like this
drumsticks
is
are-
not going to change my mind about drumsticks
No.
at
Well,
all.
But it
not
makes
ice
me
cream,
wonder
though. That's
because
the
when we
thing.
were little, everything was so much better tasting, including the fast food stuff. It makes me wonder if they changed it, and maybe they used real ice cream when we were younger, which gave us those fond thoughts. And the reason why we buy it for our kids. And
Yeah, in Hawaii you learn to eat anything cold and frozen fast, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
It
Yeah.
used
Well,
to
not
be bigger,
that
I
one.
think, yeah? The
Yeah.
drumsticks
Oh,
used
yeah.
to be bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Twinkies
Yeah.
used to be
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
The ding dongs. The ding dongs. I bought the ding dongs. I was like, oh wow, hey, right on. I haven't eaten ding dongs long time.
You
and
unwrap
then the
it.
thing was like
Yeah.
that big, and I went,
Jeez.
wait, what? That's not. I don't remember.
When your ding dong shrank.
Yeah.
You gotta tell them what a ding dong was back then, though. You're
What you
talking about a dessert, right? Because my kids have never eaten a sugar. I mean,
Oh boy.
Only
Oh,
because
boy.
Kyle went there, we were fine with it. Like you guys all knew what I was talking about.
I knew,
anyway.
yeah,
The ding dong is a chocolate cake with frosting inside, and it's got.
Man, you just
chocolate
got to
on
show them the Weird Al Eat It video. Ding dong, yo. Ding dong. You don't remember that part in the beginning?
it. Oh, okay, okay.
They're trying to get him to eat.
Oh boy.
Anyway, boy, this.
Wait, okay, so-
you digressed a lot.
So while we were downstairs, you were talking about your kids going to eat at Raising Cane's.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Is that a bit? Because my kids are really into Cane's as well. Like they want to. Every time I ask them, like, where you guys want to eat, it's Cane's.
Why though?
But I don't.
I don't
Yeah,
get
I
it
don't know
either.
what
It's that sauce.
You think?
they like the Texas toast and the sauce.
Yeah.
Okay,
Texas
at least it's a
toast.
step above
Yeah.
chicken McNuggets, I guess.
Yes,
Hey,
yeah.
Bob, McDonald's never gonna sponsor us now.
No, you know what's funny is there was a video I can I can send it to you guys, but some health food guy like took a bunch of kids to this place, and showed them how the chicken nuggets were made. So they're all watching it and stuff, and then it gets all fried up, and then they bring it out, and they're like, okay, now does anybody want the chicken? They're all like, yeah!
Oh my god.
They don't care, man.
It did not discourage them at all.
Yeah.
For the thing, but
You wanna make get kids to swear off bacon, like take them to a slaughterhouse. So that was gross. My parents took me. My parents inadvertently, I don't know if but they took me to one when I was
Really?
I was like 10, 11 years
Oh
old.
geez, that'll
Oh
traumatize you.
yeah, and they walked me through the whole process.
What?
So this is in Kona, so no more phones, right?
Oh,
So
wow.
you gotta give
Wait,
your
so
kid-
you don't eat bacon?
Oh no, I eat the hell out of bacon. I'm just saying at the time,
At the time.
like I didn't eat bacon for like 5 years because seriously, like they bring the pig in and then they shock them and then they put them on a thing and then they throw it into this vat. So you see all these pigs floating. The one pig floating. No, and then they put them on a belt with these weird razor things.
Oh,
And the
cuts it
pig
up.
is like dancing around while this thing goes around.
jeez.
A big piece of skin fly off the pig, land on my arm. I was like, and then they take the thing off and they wheel it over to a tub where they slit and they pull everything out and then they move the pig down. And I went, why did my parents think this was a good idea? Like I did not eat pig products for like 5 years.
Wow.
And then now I love pig.
Wow.
I'm just
I
saying.
had to
love
remove the hairs off of the pig feet with a tweezer.
What?
For
Yes.
what? Before you
So
make
you
soup.
make
soup?
pickled pig's feet.
Oh.
Yeah, and soup. That was the old school way, but
Yeah.
at least you knew it was fresh. And yes.
Didn't they burn
And
it
I
off?
didn't want to eat it. Yes. No, seriously. But then it was like so therapeutic because you're plucking the
Wait, so who's making the
You
pig,
see?
who's making the pig feet soup?
my
You
papa, my grandma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
So Hugo,
You see,
Stephanie,
you
yeah,
see?
do
Okay,
this one.
we're still talking about the differences between growing up, back in our
Yeah,
days
yeah.
versus now. This is like hardcore stuff, yeah.
Wait,
And then
you get
cutting
Okinawan?
grass with shears versus a
Are you Okinawan?
Pickled
No.
pig's feet.
I'm
Wow,
not Okinawan, but then I'm Chinese. But then my dad would assign us like I had two brothers and a sister, so there were four of us, and we each had shears. He would say, "Okay, you do this line right here.
Oh, my
you do this
goodness.
line right." Yes, and we had blisters. Right.
Yeah, I remember weeding.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the
Weed.
tool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the two
With the two
fork.
things.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could still get your kids to help out.
Even at my
See, all of
Oh,
us
they
are
wouldn't.
like,
They'd be like, what is that?
even at my very young age, I was like, this is pointless. Like we just hear every day just weeding, and then the next day there's just
There's some
another
more
bunch
weeds.
of
Yeah.
this thing,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what Kyle hires somebody.
Yeah, kupu
Yeah.
kupu landscaping.
Kupu landscaping.
Hey.
They can put in
What?
grass.
So what
in.
I'm interested. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but John is a doodler.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Or is that what you call it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
or is
guess
there
so,
a more
yeah.
professional name?
John is a doodler.
He's a doodler.
right?
He's a doodler. He likes to
There's
doodle.
a lot
Yeah.
of doodles.
He doodles.
Like what?
Yeah.
Oh, you're an artist.
Well, not really. I mean, I just started. I always tell people I have like a low grade ADHD, and in my career I go to a lot of meetings, and the longer I was in this career, the more meetings I would go to, and the less I'd be involved.
Like
when you sit
paying
on
attention.
when you sit on boards of stuff, or like a lot of times it's these large meetings, and then so in order for me to not lose my mind, I would just draw in my little notebook. And then over time, I would draw more and more and more, and then and then I started posting it online, and people were like, "Oh, I want one." So then I would just sit at home and doodle, and it just became like a little hobby thing. But yeah, I'm not a
We actually
professional doodler.
he made up the coasters, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We gotta do
No,
some more coasters. We'll get you guys some coasters when we print
Yeah,
up some more.
one of my friends, like he makes that kind of stuff. He has a laser etcher, so he's like, "Oh, I took your doodle and I made coasters." So then,
For years, I was telling him, you have some talent here. You should put it on a T-shirt. I'll help you, and you should sell it. And he's so lazy. He's like, I don't want to. I don't like. So finally came around to. He goes, Kyle, can you design the Hisessions shirt for this year? And I go, no, I'm gonna make you design the Hisessions shirt this year.
that was like 4 years ago. And now every year it's like, John, can you design the? This is the designer right here. He's the one with the
So what I do
artistic
is
talent.
I take his art and then I scan it and then I turn it into vector and then I set it up nicely on the shirt.
And it's in color.
Yeah, but it's his drawing.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
I want to see
put
one of
nothing
these now.
into it. I just get the shirt.
You just
and
go,
wow, nice, bro.
You're the
Yeah.
nod of
I have
approval.
no
Yeah,
talent
model,
for any
model.
of this. I sell a shirt. I can help sell.
You're the
a shirt.
modeler, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Kramers.
No.
Yeah, but it's one of those things though. It's kind of. I mean, it's nice that people like it, and I do give them away to people, but I don't know what else to do with it. You know.
Oh,
So-
so you're gonna
Well,
do
now
you're
what
gonna
I
do
do
a
is I-
doodle for the mothership.
I put them in
Oh,
a nice frame, and then when people buy a house, I give them a doodle. You know.
Okay.
as
You know,
part-
it kind of reminds me of like, you know, when back in our days we used to wrap our books, like, you know, you do the
Oh,
book
yeah,
cover.
yeah,
I feel like that would look good on books too,
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
to
yeah,
cover.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
don't think kids. I don't know if kids do that anymore.
I don't think they have
I don't have books.
Yeah.
iPad.
Yeah.
iPad cover.
iPad
iPad
cover.
cover.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wait, but you know what's interesting is I don't know about your kids, but my kids they come home with barely to no homework.
Yeah.
Every
That's the
day.
new thing now.
Oh no,
It's
mine
every
has
school
homework.
does that.
Mine has homework.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, we won't say what schools your kids go to. Yeah, but okay. So maybe it's a
No, public school movement is to not have them do homework.
yeah.
They
Like
learn their
they
stuff
give
at
them
school
time in
and then-
class to do their homework.
There you go. Yeah,
I
they
wish I was
give
in
time
school.
in class to do
Wow.
homework, but then
Sense.
your particular school said they were going to cut back on homework.
Yeah, I think they have just a different direction or just a different philosophy.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
our
They have
kids
a lot. They have a lot.
They still
But
have
the
a lot
kids
of
aren't
homework.
learning anything. Just lean into it a little.
And how was it during the pandemic with the from home? Did everybody have a easy transition for that or?
I think they had a hard time. I mean,
I had a hard time.
yeah, we had a hard time because they're always with us. But I think socially it robbed them because our kids were at their age where they should be going movies or mall.
Right,
And
right,
now
right.
they don't really know how to. Because your daughters are about
17, yeah.
about that
15
age.
to 17,
I
yeah.
think- I think for especially the older one
Mm-hmm.
must have. I don't know. Mine is more of a homebody now. I think because of it,
Yeah.
or she doesn't really know. Her and her group of friends don't really go out a lot.
There's a story I can tell you about my daughter, but she will kill me. So I'm gonna wait till we're pow, and then I'll tell you the story because because the story, while some makes you go, it actually pushed her in that direction. I think it's interesting because I experienced it when I was a little bit younger than her, but it was the same thing of something happened that sort of pushed me out of my comfort zone, and then you sort of have to reach out and be
social.
friends with people, be friends with
That's
other
cool,
people. And there's an aspect of it. I mean, it sucks because you're like, oh, but there's an aspect of it that actually helps because I don't meet this guy, I don't meet that guy, I don't meet you guys if I'm not able to push myself out of that zone. And you're right,
Like
the
that.
kids now, like my son doesn't have that at all. He has some of his friends, but all of them are online. Like he'll meet them, he'll meet one of his friends offline to play with, and for us as parents, we're like, where are you going? Who are you going with? Who's this kid? He's pressed on murderers, huh? You know what I mean? And it makes you paranoid about it because you're not used to your kids sort of getting into that mode of being in a room with another person that's not in the family and being social. So it's almost like we got to learn as much as they got to learn.
That's true.
And I'm trying to get better about it because I don't want my kids sitting in a room dancing in a circle, like not really experiencing what it is to have to do that.
Yeah. That's
Did-
right.
And it was weird
Point.
because when he was little, he was really social. Like people are like, "Oh, your son, he's so
He used to walk up to anybody and talk to them.
yeah." And we're like, "Dude, stranger danger, man." And now he barely does any of that stuff. Sorry, son, I don't mean to call you out.
I watched my nephew just miss his graduation, miss his senior prom. You know that year.
Yep.
You know, it was sad, but then for them, they didn't know any better. You know, just going through.
But you
it,
also
know?
have, your nephew is a really good kid.
Yeah. But it was kind of it's sad to think that you miss those things in your life. You know.
Huge things.
Yeah, huge things like that.
Yeah, it was weird to go to a graduation, right? And you're like, driving by the house and like, hey, congratulations!
I know, oh my God.
Okay, we gotta go.
I
And
know,
you're
right?
leaving, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
super
oh,
weird.
We're so happy for you.
That is it.
Yeah. Doesn't it seem like a long time ago?
It does, right?
Yeah.
It does, right?
Yeah, it does.
Maybe we just don't want to remember.
Yeah.
Did you guys try to like set up social things within your bubble during that time?
That's right. You guys were a bubble of your
Yeah.
own, right?
I think just on
Oh,
Zoom
yeah.
though, right?
I
Or, like,
remember
in
when we
person?
did it. Yeah, we were just like, and we were just like itching. We missed each other so much. We were kind of like mourning together. We were just like, oh, you know.
I think when it loosened up too, we tried to like we'd go and get a group of us and then just like have the kids work out together, learn some boxing, like, learn different skills that they wouldn't have had time to do because you're so busy, right? If you have the normal life of all the things. So when it started to loosen up, it was good because we started to get back together. And I think you cherish the time bit more, right? Because you're like,
Did your podcast start off in Zoom?
Oh, no,
interesting.
Before the pandemic,
just
right?
before, and then it had just started, and then the pandemic hit.
Oh, so you
and then
started Zoom before
Yeah,
that?
and it was
No, we were in
actually
studio.
and it was actually in person. It was in our studio, and then so that's kind of how the Zoom thing started, and we just stuck with it because, and then we had to cancel all of our guests that we had. We were lucky enough to have some guests come in, like Sister Roby, which we got to jam with, and Knowles. Yeah, I remember we got to sing with her, and she was in studio. We had
She's a good guest because she can talk.
Yeah.
yeah, she's
Like,
good.
She's like a Bobby
And she
Bodero,
had
you
good
know.
stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has good
I
stories.
love
yeah.
Sister Roby.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I love her
she's
so
legend.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Just checking.
No problem. Keep going.
Okay. We just said we John gets all antsy. That's why. He gets antsy about the recording.
Oh.
And he gets antsy about like if the guests need to go or whatever. So
Oh.
I'm
Yeah,
just
no.
making
I
sure.
think we got a few more minutes. We'll go 5 more minutes and then we'll do our last question.
Okay.
Oh, right on.
Cool.
Okay.
So,
When you do lightning round.
so what is your guys' plans for future podcasts and stuff like that? What do you guys want to do, like, coming
You
up
know,
soon
we're
and stuff?
almost reaching our 200th episode.
Yeah, us too.
Wow. For
Oh,
real?
no kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, so
We
this
are?
was meant to be then, this collaboration, yeah.
We're like on 180 right now.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
We've done
we're
180 of these things?
109.
I think we're at 192 or 3 or
Yeah.
4, right around there.
Yeah.
We're close. We're close.
I should have seen this for the 200.
So what do you guys have planned for your 200?
I don't know because we've always, in the beginning, we would always end by talking with our guests and being like, hey, maybe after the pandemic, we go meet in one garage because that's how we usually cruise, right? And
Yeah.
we just have one whole big shebang and everybody come down. And even one of our guests in Hilo, right?
Mel.
She's a firefighter,
Mel.
Mel. Yeah.
Fire
and
chief.
Fire chief.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
Mel.
She's a firefighter
It's like,
that's in
"Hey,
charge
come
of
down."
everything.
She's like, oh, yeah, shoot. So anyways, there was always like good vibes at the end. And so like, we were like, hey, one of these days, you know, so maybe we'll see. I don't know. Noli's is the one that has the garage and she has soundproofing in it. So
Yeah, we could.
Really, because we like to sing karaoke, so
Yeah.
it started from like that.
You
and
have a
then,
setup in your house for
she
karaoke?
does.
no, just
she's-
like the mic and the TV, like old school, just backyard karaoke, just because.
Do you still do any music?
Here and there with the band here and there, I still see Tiki a lot. So.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
Every now and
I
then.
apologize that I don't know this, but can you give me the background of
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah.
musical thing? Because I...
Milo Shade.
Back in
Oh,
the
okay.
day
One half of
back.
Milo
Okay,
Shade, yeah.
I'm sorry, then I should...
Oh no.
Because
No,
you
no.
were on our
Oh.
station.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
from
yeah,
our
yeah,
station.
yeah.
We used to play you a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I remember when we were working on Kiahi Vai, we were
Kiahi
sitting
Vai.
down with Leia and my partner producer Aaron kept saying, "You gotta be more like the Milo Shade girls." Like he just kept saying, "Milo Shade, they're so good. You gotta move, because they would just stand there and play. You know, he's like, you gotta move around and you gotta, yeah, when they're performing, like you gotta emote. You know, like get it." And he kept saying, and I'm like, Aaron, they're gonna not like Milo Shade if you keep comparing them to Milo, you know. But you guys are all friends now. and-
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
so talented. I mean, John, don't be humble. You're super talented. And Lei and Mailani and even Jen and Zaisha. We ended up, you know, we did a couple gigs known as Shrock with just all of us girls. So of course, Jen on
wow.
drums. Lei turned on the bass, showed up with the bass.
That's right, yeah, she
Mailani is guitar, and then I was ukulele. Z was keys, and Teeks was vocal. And then we did.
Whoa.
I think when my sisters went to grad school, we had we rented a warehouse, and then She-Rocks played, and then it was really fun. And
Oh, that's
yeah, shout out
Is
to
that Booty
She-Rocks
Groove-
girls
Booty Groove
at the
stuff?
Booty Groove thing. But yeah, back in the day, the girls, talented bunch of girls.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you
lucky
guys are
to
all
know
great.
them.
You know, maybe you gotta put that band back together.
Yeah, just tell them they
It'd be kind
might
of
come
fun.
back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
that
Hopefully
sounds
see
exciting.
them sometime soon. Yeah, so I'll
Yeah,
let
that
them
would
know.
be super cool.
Yeah.
You guys played at that rave in Mapuna then at the Booty Groove place?
No, this was before. I think it was still Maui Bay. Like
Yeah, in front of
yeah. Just private. Like we just had all our friends come down. We
In the
just
parking lot, right?
Yeah. Were you
Okay.
there?
I can't remember.
Maybe.
But I remember one year somebody fell through the roof.
Oh,
They were
that's not
sneaking
a.
off on a yeah.
See,
like a Batman
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
It's like a Batman movie.
Wow.
No, but your last gig was for a fundraiser.
Yeah, for
yeah.
a friend's fundraiser,
Yeah.
and then my daughter is graduating this year, so I'm just having the gang just sample, just sample like just a
Really
couple
skanking
songs,
by the
you know.
sea.
Everybody in the band has has kids and so busy, but it's always nice to see their faces and
Yeah.
hang out with them,
That's
even
so
if it's
cool.
backyard kind jam.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, wow,
Jeez,
I
those
love
are the
that.
best
That's the best
days.
time.
Like remember, what is at the Waikiki Shell backyard
Birthday
backyard
bash?
Birthday bash.
Oh, back in the day.
Yes, back in the day, and then
That was the
then
best.
they had the party at my house called
Yeah.
Backyard Bash.
Of course.
Yes, and Noli designed the flyers.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. A house party with the flyers.
Crazy.
That's the stuff our kids won't know. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
I was gonna
Build
say,
a
now,
house.
Yeah.
nowadays
Yes.
you do your backyard bash and everyone just be sitting there looking at their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's why no clubs now too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because
You
everybody's
guys-
looking at the phone.
You guys saw iTunes that there's a microphone you can click off and it takes away the vocals.
Yeah.
iTunes.
On iTunes.
Does it sound
Oh.
pretty good?
Like you know, like on your regular library that you have a lot of phone.
On your phone?
Certain songs have a microphone on it. You click off of it.
Oh,
it
no
takes away the
kidding.
vocal track.
No kidding.
Oh,
You
that's
can
cool.
push up. You can push
Yeah.
up how much it removes, and
Oh, really?
Oh.
and then get the words too, right? So
Oh, why go karaoke then?
No, you can
yeah.
just
Oh, I didn't know
just use
that.
that.
I karaoke in the shower now by myself.
Oh, hey.
Put
Wow.
the song.
I think I want to sit.
Can
I
we get
don't
a
think I
sample
want to
right
sit
now?
this
Can we
close
get,
to
can we
it.
get, I got sunshine.
Well, also too. I mean, as the three of you move through life together, your kids and all that stuff, was it always sort of a, not a dream, but kind of a idealized thing where like all the kids become close? Because I know for like Kyle and myself, like we have this big gang of people, right? And so it was always really cool when all the kids get together. And so we sort of. We went on a cruise together because we kind of forced them all to like be in a room together.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are gonna be friends. You guys are gonna be close. Damn it, right? And I was just curious, like, have you given the kids like that little push by getting together? And you go, oh look, your auntie's over here. I mean, is that how they've grown up?
I think your guys' kids are a lot more closer because of the age and the same school. Mine is younger, but yeah, no, I mean it's almost like family, right?
They call each other cousins,
Yeah,
and you know.
cousins.
Oh, that's
auntie.
Yeah, because like Noli's oldest daughter was speaking at chapel the past few weeks, and each of my kids came home and said, "Oh, you know, she was talking about us, and she's talking about when her cousins were over, and that's us, right? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's forced or not, but we have an annual,
Oh, they're in the audience. I guess.
it's more convenient. But no,
Yeah.
no, I think we're super lucky because I think we all believe that it takes a village. So if we can have our best friends around and raise similarly, then I think that helps, and I think they all look out for each other. I hope they continue to do that, right? And we have like an annual camp that we make sure we go to that Noli and a bunch of our other friends kind of really organize, and that keeps everyone. You know, so I think, it's so same. I think it's super important, and I hope they appreciate it one day.
Yeah.
I think they will.
Don't you guys all love each other? Come on.
Yeah, smile.
Okay, sorry to jump in, but we're running out of time. So last question, and each of you can answer. So hopefully we can do this relatively quickly. But we're on a music channel, so we have this last music question. If you were stranded on a desert island for all of eternity and could only take 3 albums with you to listen to for the rest of the time, what would those 3 albums be?
I could go.
Go ahead.
Bob Marley, Kalapana, and probably Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Do you have any specific albums or just their...
Bob Marley Legend, Kalapana, the one with
The Four Faces.
the Four Faces. The
That's
Four
the first
Faces.
one, yeah. Color
Earth, Wind, and Fire, the one with September on it.
Whichever one of those.
Whichever one.
September.
Classics for me. How about
Oh
you
my
guys?
gosh, I don't know albums. I'm trying to think
can
which
do it,
ones
you
can
can
I
do it.
listen
I don't
to.
think I don't think I know
We learned
albums
to-
too,
we
but
learned
I
to
know
sort
the
of,
artists.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to
Yeah.
think what artist can I
And I
keep-
wish I could do more than 3.
I know. Maoli pops in my head. What can I sing? Like, for whatever, Billy Joel pops in my head.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of one more. You can jump in, Steph, if you have. If you know. I'm trying to think of one more.
For me, mine would be Elton John, George Michael, and this is kind of Sister Roby.
Juan Sal Band.
choice.
And then just turn
Oh, I like
them
Cowl
on.
Crater
Yeah.
too.
Oh my gosh, Cowl Crater.
Yeah.
See, there's too many.
many.
There's so many.
How about you guys? Can you guys
Yeah,
We've
one
done
at
that
least top?
before.
ours
Mine was
before.
kind of similar. I had Bob Marley Uprising and Kyle Creative Boys, and I don't remember what my third one was.
Yeah, I forget. I think I had like Sublime and
Ooh.
Good one.
Oh, dude,
yo.
Sublime Brad's
Yeah,
son. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Sounds like them too, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah,
He's not
Who
there
is?
yet, but he's getting there.
Who is?
Bradley's son is playing with Sublime now.
And singing
I thought
lead.
Rome was singing.
Rome just.
They kicked him off.
Well,
I don't
they're,
think
no,
it's
no, they're
wrong.
still playing at Rome because they're doing a concert down here in a
With
couple of
Rome.
months with Rome.
This is
Okay.
how all the
Yeah.
podcasts.
Okay.
We just digress into all this stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know,
That's
yeah,
it.
It was
yeah.
neat
We
because
get
he
it.
looked like Brad too when he was on stage at Coachella.
Oh.
So it's kind of nuts. Yeah.
Kalapana one.
Oh, yeah.
Metallica, Kill 'Em All.
Oh, wow.
And then gotta be an R&B. Actually, probably Billy Joel, like The Stranger,
Yeah.
because it's one I kind of grew up on.
There's just so many, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the three that I feel like that doesn't.
I know.
Is not.
Yeah,
Prince
You gotta
was
throw,
the other
like,
one.
Yeah,
you gotta
Prince.
throw it
Yeah,
in
you gotta
there
do-
and
yeah.
And before we close this podcast, Devon will now check the ice cream by eating it.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Does not look that appetizing.
No, this is wait. No, that's not.
Oh,
I
okay.
like the one
No,
you
no,
did.
No.
Before we go, where can we find your
yeah.
podcast
Oh, yeah.
and download and listen to
Sorry.
all that stuff?
You can find it on hawaiinewsnow.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
When I went-
Muthaship.
When I went on YouTube, it's not only had 3 episodes on YouTube, right?
Yeah, we're slow on getting on there. I know we got to do better, but yeah, we're getting there.
They
Okay.
get kids.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want from them? Man?
We're short staffed.
We're short staffed and we're short.
Yeah.
So that's all we
Well,
got.
thank you so much for
But what
being
about
here.
you guys? Where
Huh?
can we find your guys'?
Oh, we're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and SoundCloud,
And Patreon.
Oh, nice.
and Patreon. Yeah. So I haven't cracked the nut how to get on Spotify yet, but we'll do it at some point.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
John says,
So-
I don't want to be lazy. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said one of those things done a day.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
week.
Congratulations on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
guys too. Thanks for having us.
Looking forward to your 200 episode and who you have.
Same
Oh,
here.
wow.
Early
Yeah.
congratulations. And to everybody else, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, and hopefully we get to do this again.
yes.
One at a time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Bye-bye.